Hello there, my name is Collin Coerr, and welcome to my Breakthrough Junior Challenge video, where I will be detailing the effects of Pavlovian conditioning on humans. Before we go any further, let me give you a little bit of background on Ivan Pavlov, who inspired me to do this experiment. Ivan Pavlov was a Russian scientist in the 1800s who is famous for his work on the digestive systems of dogs and their conditioning. His work led to many scientific breakthroughs which earned him the Nobel Prize for Physiology and Medicine in 1904. It also led to a lasting impact on a new field of science which is still used to this day. Now that we know who he is, let's learn about his theory. To summarize Pavlov's theory, he said that a neutral stimulus paired with a conditioned stimulus leads to a conditioned response. That basically means that if a dog is given food while listening to a bell ring, they will associate that bell with food, and they will salivate at the sound of the bell, whether or not there is food. In his experiment with dogs, he used a bell as a neutral stimulus, paired with food as a conditioned stimulus, which led to the dog salivating as the conditioned response. In my experiment, I decided to do basically the same thing Pavlov did, except on a human, and with more modern elements attached. My hypothesis, which I wrote down before I did the experiment, is as follows. If I use fruit snacks to act as a conditioned stimulus and a bell to act as a neutral stimulus, then the human will salivate at the sound of a bell because he will be conditioned to do so. This experiment only required 3 things: my little brother, a bag of fruit snacks, and a bell. Before we go further, I just want to let you know that the pictures ahead are of my little brother's mouth before and after conditioning. Some of them are kind of gross. You have been warned. This is the first picture I took in my experiment of my little brother immediately after a bell was rung next to him. He had not had any food and therefore was not conditioned to salivate at the sound of the bell. This is the second picture taken 1 day after the first picture. He had just eaten a fruit snack and therefore was salivating. The bell was not rung. This picture was taken on day 1 of his conditioning. He had just eaten a fruit snack, which was the conditioned stimulus, and listened to the bell ring, which was the neutral stimulus. He was salivating from the fruit snack. This picture was taken on day 2 of his conditioning. He had just eaten a fruit snack and listened to the bell ring. He was salivating from the fruit snack. This picture was taken on day 3, the last day of his conditioning. He had just eaten a fruit snack and listened to the bell ring. He was salivating from the fruit snack, but he could have also been salivating from the bell ring. This is the picture taken of him on the 4th day, after he had listened to the bell ring but had eaten no fruit snack. He was salivating from the bell ringing, meaning his salivation was the conditioned response to the bell ringing. After this experiment, I have concluded that my hypothesis was correct, and that he was able to be conditioned to salivate at the sound of a bell. I believe that this is a scientific breakthrough because being able to condition humans can mean many different things for scientists and labs around the world. Well, I'm finally done talking. Thank you so much for bearing witness to my scientific breakthrough. Bye.